really touch a little bit more. So going into season 1 starting, the big thing, the big focus is you're going to get 2 buildings. You're going to get the Virus Research Center, and you're going to get the protein farms. So the big thing to get stuff is you need the mutant crystals in order to get your everything up to where it needs to be. So for your research, you need the protein farms to give you a mutant protein to upgrade your research center, which is going to give you a resistance score. So if you do just the packs, which is really important if you're not spending, but you plan to or can, the season pass and weekly pass are huge. There's 2 for the season pass. There's the middle row and the right row. So just like the other ones, you buy them both. You get a lot of mutation crystals. They're really hard to get. You can get them from, again, the season pass, the weekly pass, or from First Blood when you kill zombies. But you want to make sure you get as many as you can. And really, this is a race, right? So the race is to get your protein farms up and get your resistance as high as you can. So obviously, when we start to go, I can't really show you, but there's going to be the zombies that are going to be infected, as well as the Doom Elite, right? So the virus is going to be the RA virus, excuse me, and it's going to go in stacks, right? So every 5 minutes, 20 stacks is going to affect your 4% morale, which is going to affect your damage and everything else. 40 stacks is going to do your casualty rate. 4% will end up killing more. And then 60 stacks is going to increase your casualty rate by 11%. You can also use this to your advantage because if you attack someone and even if you die, there's a 5% chance that it will affect their person you're attacking's troops, right? So that is a good way to look at it. Next would be your protein farms are huge, right? So again, I was talking about it. It's a race to get there. So if you do the weekly pass, you'll be able to get 5 protein farms, and you'll be able to expedite that. You can only get a lot of the other stuff, the resource you need, either through passes or through the Doom Walkers. But again, they're all going to have a level on them. So like, for example, if the Doom Elite is 3,500 resistance you need, and you only have 2,000, it's going to reduce your damage, which I talked about in a previous video, by 80%. So only 20% of the damage you normally do is going to be able to affect that. So if you do it, you're going to be killing off troops and also getting the virus. And we talked about if you get too much, you'll blow up. But again, it's a race. So right around week 3 is when you're going to have stuff start to build up, right? So usually around that time is when you're going to have most of your stuff to where it needs to be, as far as like your protein farms and your research center, right? So you're going to have it at level 30 for all of them, right? So it's important to get there as fast as you can, because at week 3 is when they start to open stuff up for us, right? So that's when you start to have the Warzone battles where you can go back and forth, but again, it breaks up differently. So you'll have the Warzone Expedition, which I'm going to go in the next video on Thursday, as well as the Warzone Duel, but it becomes a lot. So really, you want to try to get your protein farms as fast as you can, and the mutant crystals are going to be what makes your protein farms do more and upgrade them. And then you take those protein farm materials you're doing, and it goes right to your research center, which allows you to make your levels of resistance for the virus go up, which obviously the higher they go up, the higher things you can attack as far as Doom Elites and zombies. But remember, it's going to be a lot different as far as that. But I wanted to touch on some of that. I'm not going to go in crazy detail because the next videos are going to be going over all that. But I can say going into Season 1, after Week 3, going to like 3 to 5, it's going to get really crazy. You're going to have a lot of events going on. You're going to have different days where you can do certain things. And then we're still going to have, coming back, Capital War. You're going to have Duel. You're going to have your Versus. You're going to have all that stuff going on at once. And then every day is going to be something different. And they're all going to bleed into each other. So important thing to say, get the weekly pass like $5. I would say to get the season pass as well, because it's going to help you get a lot of those mutation crystals, which you're really going to need to get your protein farms up. And then what also is going to happen, those are the first 2 buildings. You're going to get 3 buildings that are going to be for your missile, air, and tank. It's going to be the same thing as like the ones we have right now, which are currently look like this. but they're going to be just like this one. It's going to be in the corner here. You have a Protein Farms, you'll have your Virus Research Center, and then you'll have those 3, and you can put them wherever you want. You're going to keep upgrading those ones, which will help just like these other ones we have with the tank, air, and everything else. So I just want to give you guys an idea of that. But you also, everything's locked out, like I said in the previous video, for 3 days. So the faster as a Alliance we can get all that stuff up, the better it's going to be. If you're free to play, then obviously I would say if you can do the $5 pass at the minimum, because it's going to help you tremendously through season 1. And again, if you're not even close to T10s or HQ30, go with Engineer. War is great for people who want to push or spending a lot of money because you're able to get an advantage in War. But the Engineer is great because you can build a lot more stuff. If you know you're behind in certain stuff and you're not going to catch up or you need to, I would say go there. But this is my last video, so again, just make sure you focus on that. That's going to be our priority number 1 when season 1 comes out, is focus on that stuff. Getting your Protein Farms up and everything else by week 3 is the goal. So again, guys, you support this channel, you like the information, let me know. Discord, Twitch, or YouTube, which I'll start having up. If you want to donate, just let me know. And I'll see you guys out there. All right, have a good one.